So how do not-for-profit investors compare with your families, couples, or individuals? So firstly, as mentioned, those families, couples, individuals are typically retail clients, not all of them, but typically, whereas your not-for-profits, on the whole, are wholesale investors. Whilst fairly obvious, this is really important when it comes to the advice because the governance requirements and expectations are quite different. And the advice that you've given to your retail clients isn't necessarily going to be applicable in the same way to not-for-profits and vice versa. Not-for-profits in particular tend to be a lot more investment focused and looking at those investment solutions as perhaps some of your more traditional retail clients. Next, whilst their circumstances will change through time, with your retail investors, typically you're dealing with the same people, so you build those relationships, you get to know them, and whilst of course their circumstances will change through time, those strong relationships will help make that advice process easier. Whereas your not-for-profits, yes, you'll get to know the organization and their mission and values. However, the people that you deal with on a day-to-day basis will change through time, to the point where it's a long-standing client that actually you're most likely to have the history of that client versus the people that you're actually giving the advice to. Next, for not-for-profits, the key decision makers do not own the assets that they're making those decisions on. And what that tends to mean is they become more conservative because they're trying to protect those hard-earned assets from the donations that they've been given. But you've got these investors that are often in perpetuity investors, so actually their time horizon means that their risk tolerance or risk capacity can be quite high. So getting that balance right between risk capacity and risk tolerance can be a bit of a challenge with these clients.